All right. All right. We are LIVE. Right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm sorry I'm late. Oh, Lord Jesus, take the wheel. I'm telling you, this campaign burns the candle at both ends. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. We just keep going. We just keep going. So I just want to thank you for joining me on Keeping Up with Congress. Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. I try to do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. I do. But sometimes my time is not my own. My days are not my own. And this campaign requires more than sometimes I can give it, but I give it all I got. And I sometimes drop the ball. And today I did. So I'm late. Y'all, please forgive me. Please forgive me. But I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I am Tamara Johnson Shealey. I am your candidate for the United States Senate. I don't care where you are in these United States. I will be your candidate to the United States Senate. So thank you for joining me. If you are listening right here on Clubhouse, please ping some folks into the room. I am on Wisdom as well, on the Wisdom app. If you are following me there, please do what we do in Wisdom. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out over in this Wisdom space. But if you are following me on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the notification, and share. If you follow me on Facebook, y'all know how I feel about Facebook. They have locked your girl all the way out. But we are on the Tamara for Georgia page. We are on the Tamara Shealey page, but that's the extent of our access to Facebook. So Facebook gonna have to get it right with us, but nevertheless, we can get it right in all these other spaces, but we're gonna keep it moving. So at the top of the hour, I like to bring you some reparations information. What is happening around reparations? We got to keep our eyes on this nationally, y'all, not just locally or nationally on the congressional level, but we have to keep our eyes on this state to state, municipality to municipality. What's going on with reparations, y'all? So we are keeping our finger on the pulse here. So I found a tweet by Marco Rubio that I thought was quite interesting. I wanted to share it with you. So he said, let's see how many Democrats are asked by the media to react to reports that Joe Biden wants to pay reparations to people deported for illegally entering the United States. So I found that tweet. I was like, okay, Marco Rubio. And here is someone that commented on the tweet. He says, it's not reparations. It says you are deliberately misleading your constituents. It's the negotiating settlements with plaintiffs set to take the U.S. government to court. So he goes on to say the White House expects to lose the case relating to Trump's era policies. He says they're negotiating to mitigate the loss to the taxpayer. Hell, we're going to lose all the way around. If you ask me, we're going to lose all the way around. Anything you give in regards to what happened at the border, the taxpayers are gonna lose. So yeah, keeping up with Congress. I thought that tweet was interesting, and I found that reply I thought that was interesting as well. So we are real clear that reparations is for those of us who are descendants of chattel slavery. This country has paid reparations before. We know they know the history. We know our history. they're going to have to get it right with those of us who are descendants of chattel slavery. So let's keep up with Congress, y'all. Let's keep on going and take a look at Detroit. Detroit, y'all remember on the ballot this past Tuesday, Detroit had a ballot question about whether or not they should study reparations. So here's an article that Detroit, the voters, okay, they launching their reparations commission. So the voters in Detroit, y'all, have voted to launch a reparations commission. So here it says Detroit voters favored launching a reparations commission on Tuesday. It says more than 80% of the voters said yes to proposal R, which calls for the launching of a reparations commission. It says proposal R asks whether Michigan's largest city should form a committee to consider reparations for residents. It says 77% of whom are Black. So if you are around or near the city of Detroit, know some folks up in Detroit, they're getting ready to have their reparations commission, y'all. They voted overwhelmingly to establish this commission. Another city is Greenbelt, Maryland. Greenbelt, Maryland. They had a ballot initiative as well on Tuesday. Greenbelt, Maryland. It says it passed their votes to create the commission to study the possibility of reparations. So this is Greenbelt, Maryland. It says Greenbelt, Maryland passed a historic referendum on Tuesday to develop a commission to study possible reparations for its Black and Native American residents. It says the city council will put together a 21-person commission to review reparations for its Black and Native American residents. It says Old Greenbelt is one of the 3 planned communities created under President Franklin D. Roosevelt as part of the New Deal to provide work and affordable homes, but there's a dark side to its legacy. Goes on to say, while Black people helped to build the city, federal laws prohibited them from buying homes there. It says costing generations access to wealth accumulation. It says there were tense moments as the city council debated how to best heal those wounds. As after months of discussion, they decided to put a vote to the people. It says several residents said they support taking a deep dive into the issue. Here's a quote from someone in the community. It says, "What can we do as a community that's not necessarily paying out millions and millions of dollars we don't have? But what can we do as a community to bring equality to everybody?" This is one of the residents. Another resident said, "When you look at the disparities within the country and the number of ethnic groups that have received reparations, African Americans are still at the very bottom." This is a resident, Jessica Townsend. Says currently the commission will only research and present possible options for reparations. It says the next step will be to decide after the commission's work is complete. So this is Greenbelt, Maryland. We got Detroit, we got Greenbelt, Maryland. Quite interesting, y'all. Quite interesting reparations in these municipalities, these cities around the country. Reparations. We have HB 541 here in the state of Georgia says the same thing. Let's create a commission to study the impact of slavery on those who are descendants of chattel slavery. Oregon, you got AB 3121 out in California, which is leading the narrative right now around what reparations could possibly look like. Evanston, Illinois, another city. Amherst, Massachusetts. Asheville, North Carolina. There's cities around the country that have initiated this reparations. And we know it's federal, y'all. We're going to take what we can get along the way, but we're real clear that reparations is federal. So we're at the quarter of the hour. I'll come back. This is an article, says, what if the city government paid reparations? Here's an article about Illinois, about Evanston, Illinois. This article says the policies that had kept Black residents poor while enriching their white neighbors. Says, of course, this isn't the kind of history that's taught in school, even if today's students do sometimes learn unsavory truths about the American empire. It says local history is different. Perhaps it can be especially uncomfortable to examine how that empire's economic plunder shaped our present-day communities. It says, yet experiencing such discomfort may be preferable to any alternative, And I write this as a white person. So this is an article written about Evanston, Illinois. Quite interesting. It goes on to say in 2017, talks about the representative who actually, this council person, last name was Simmons. She actually introduced, her name was Robin Rue Simmons. She actually introduced the initiative in Evanston, Illinois. But this article is really about her journey and, you know, how this initiative came to be over in Evanston, Illinois. So this is a good read for those who want to dive into the underside of how Evanston, Illinois actually got to where they are with their reparations initiative. So that's another article. But I wanted to just kind of share with you again this mayors organized for reparations and equity. So it's a website. So it's moremayors.org. You can go to their website. And on this website, you'll be able to see some of the cities who have come together to create a coalition around reparations. And what they're going to do, I think we should definitely keep our eyes on every single one of them. We got Los Angeles, we got Denver, you have St. Louis, Tallahassee, you have Providence, Rhode Island, Austin, Texas, Durham, North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, Kansas City, Missouri, Sacramento, California, St. Paul, Minnesota, Carrboro, North Carolina, and over in Stockton, California. These are the mayors that established this coalition. But now that there's more cities around the country, I'm sure there's more cities that are engaged in this coalition. But let's keep our eyes on it. Again, reparations is a federal initiative, and we have to be real clear that only the federal government, no city, no state can fix this. They can't. They don't have the budgets to do it. Let's be honest. So I am Tamara Johnson Shealey. You know, I have to pass this collection plate. We're at the quarter of the hour. Go to the website. Please go to the website. This is a campaign that we cannot win without contributions. It will take donations. It will take money. We are running a statewide race to the United States Senate. And again, I say to you, I don't care where you are in these United States, I will be your U.S. Senator. So I ask that you please go to the website. Go to the website, make a donation, make it monthly and make it recurring. That would definitely help, because at least we know these are contributions that are coming in consistently. So I ask that you go to the website and become a monthly contributor to this campaign. All right, let's dive into these bills. I'm going to come over to the clubhouse space in just a few minutes, and we can chop it up over there. Senate Bill 851. I told you my goal is to get us to 1,000 bills by hopefully by Thanksgiving. We have already crossed the threshold of 1,000 bills over in the House that we have reviewed. We have been doing Keeping Up with Congress, hosting this ever since January. Keeping Up with Congress. We started hosting this, and we've gotten through 1,000 House bills, and now the goal is to get us through 1,000 Senate bills so that we can have a lay of the land, right? Like, we really need to understand who these elected officials are and what kind of policies they are initiating. Because when we get to Washington, and let me say this, and I say it repeatedly, we will not, and I repeat, we will not get reparations without negotiation. So we got to know the players and we got to know the game. Many of them have a sweet spot. There's certain bills they introduce. I tell you, there's certain areas that we see bills, of course, abortion, veterans, immigration, national security. We see gun legislation, and we see streamlining of processes. We see those key areas, and a lot of these legislators fall into these key areas, and they all have a sweet spot. But when we get to Washington, we're going to have to negotiate. I got one thing: reparations. Who want to play? Because that's how we going in. Let's play this game. So Senate Bill 851 is the Social Determinants for Moms Act. This bill was introduced by Senator Blumenthal, Richard Blumenthal. He's a Democrat out of Connecticut. I was actually watching C-SPAN, y'all. I'm so into this. I can't even watch television without watching something to do with policy. So I watch a lot of C-SPAN. So when I turn on the TV, I'm watching C-SPAN. So I was watching a bit they had a hearing around social media and children and how we are engaging children and protecting children with social media. So I just watched Senator Blumenthal just the other day. So when I get there, we're gonna know how to play this game. Again, we gotta find where their interests lie, because I'm coming to the table with reparations. So the Senator Richard Blumenthal, again, he's a Democrat. He's a senator out of Connecticut. It says this bill directs various federal departments to address social determinants of maternal health. It says these are non-clinical factors, such as economic or social factors that impact maternal health outcomes. So this is the Social Determinants for Moms Act, Senate Bill 851. Senate Bill 852 is Ellie's Law. Ellie's Law. This is against Senator Richard Blumenthal, the Democrat out of Connecticut. This bill authorizes appropriations for the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke to conduct or support research on unruptured brain aneurysms in a patient population diversified by age, sex, and race. So this is Senate Bill 852, Ellie's Law, Senator Richard Blumenthal. Senate Bill 853, this is the WIC Act of 2021, WIC, the WIC Act of 2021. This is Senator Robert Casey. He's a Democrat out of Pennsylvania. It says this bill expands eligibility for children to receive benefits under the Special Supplement Nutrition Program for Women, Infant, and Children. So this is to expand eligibility for the WIC program. Senator Casey, Robert Casey, Democrat out of Pennsylvania. Senate Bill 854, Senate Bill 854 is the Methamphetamine Response Act of 2021. This is Senator Feinstein, Dianne Feinstein. It says this bill designates methamphetamine as an emerging drug threat, which means a new and growing trend in the use of an illicit drug or class of drug. It said it also directs the Office of National Drug Control Policy to implement a methamphetamine response plan. So this is, again, Senator Feinstein, Democrat out of California. Senate Bill 855 is the Water Rights Protection Act of 2021. This is Senator Barrasso. Senator Barrasso, he's a Republican. John Barrasso out of Wyoming. And I looked this bill up because I wanted to understand this. The language was a little lengthy. So I was like, well, let me just research this one. It says the Water Rights Protection Act. It says this legislation will protect privately owned waters from being seized by the federal government. And here's a quote from Senator Barrasso. He says the Water Rights Protection Act will stop Washington power grabs of water rights in Wyoming and the West. It says Washington has routinely attempted to extort Americans' water rights through implementing burdensome regulations and excessive red tape. It says ranchers, farmers, tribal members, and other water users' livelihoods are being threatened. It says this bill will put a stop to this abuse of power and will help ensure an abundant supply of clean water for future generations. So that was a quote from Senator Barrasso. And again, that was Senate Bill 855. Senate Bill 856, Senate Bill 856. This is the Senior Security Act of 2021, the Senior Security Act of 2021. This is Senator Kristen Sinema, Democrat out of Arizona. It says this bill establishes the Senior Investor Task Force within the Securities and Exchange Commission. It says the task force must report on topics relating to investors over the age of 65, including industry trends and serious issues impacting such investors, and make recommendations for legislative or regulatory actions to address problems encountered by senior investors. So here's where I highlighted it red. It got quite interesting. It says the Government Accountability Office must report on the financial exploitation of senior citizens. So this bill is obviously to protect our seniors from being financially exploited. So this is Senator Sinema, Democrat out of Arizona, Senate Bill 855. 856. Senate Bill 857, Senate Bill 857. This is the Plum Act, Plum Act, the Plum Act. This is Senator Thomas Carper. He's a Democrat out of Delaware. It says this bill replaces the congressional publication entitled United States Government Policy and Supporting Positions, commonly known as the Plum Book. And I don't know if anybody has heard of this Plum Book, Plum. Look it up, y'all, the Plum Book. I looked it up because I had never heard of it. But here's what it says. It says the Plum Book contains personnel information for federal civil service leadership and support positions in the legislative and executive branches that may be subject to non-competitive appointment, including heads of agencies and policy executives. It says this book is used to identify presidential appointed positions and is published every 4 years after each presidential election by certain congressional committees. I had never heard of this Plum Book, y'all. So this is Senator Thomas Carper. He's a Democrat out of Delaware. I looked it up. I want y'all to look into this. This is a publication that's been coming out every 4 years after every presidential election that none of us know anything about. Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. And that's why this broadcast is so important. That's why, paying attention and learning about this stuff is going to help us, those citizens, to have a better government. We don't want a bigger government. We want a better government. But this is a publication that comes out every 4 years, and Senator Carper wants to see it be digitized. So this is quite interesting, y'all. Quite interesting. Look it up, the Plum Book, Plum, the Plum Book. So Senate Bill 858 is to Preventing Visa Overstays Act. So this is Senator Kennedy. This is Senator John Kennedy, Republican out of Louisiana. Says this bill provides for criminal penalties for an alien who stays in the United States after the expiration of the alien's visa. Says such an alien shall be criminally fined, imprisoned for up to 1 year, or both. So anybody that stay in this country over past that visa stay, Senator Kennedy said, we about to lock them up and fine them, or both. So that's Senate Bill 858. That's an immigration policy, y'all. Keeping up with Congress. Senate Bill 859. Senate Bill 859 is the Visa Lottery Repeal Act. The Visa Lottery Repeal Act. This is Senator John Kennedy, again, Republican out of Louisiana. Says this bill eliminates the diversity immigrant visa program, which makes available a limited number of visas for aliens from countries with historically low rates of immigration to the United States. So yeah, he is not playing about letting people in and out. Senator John Kennedy, Republican out of Louisiana. A few more minutes, y'all, just a few more minutes. Senate Bill 860. Senate Bill 860 is the Safeguarding Internet Freedom in Hong Kong Act of 2021. This is Senator Lankford. James Lankford. He's a Republican out of Oklahoma. It says this bill authorizes and establishes programs to promote internet freedom in Hong Kong and contains other related provisions. So we are interesting. We are concerned about internet freedom in Hong Kong. Shaking my head. I want us to be concerned about making sure we have internet in our rural areas in these United States first. But I digress. Senate Bill 860. Senate Bill 861. This is the Advancing Emergency Preparedness Through One Health Act of 2021. This is Senator Tina Smith. She's a Democrat out of Minnesota. Now, I found this one interesting, y'all. And I found this interesting, and I'm going to see if y'all can catch on to why I did. It says this bill requires interagency coordination to respond to zoonotic diseases through a One Health program. It says a One Health program recognizes the interconnection between people, animals, plants, and their shared environment. It says specifically the Department of the Interior, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Department of Agriculture must develop a framework to coordinate federal activities to reduce hazards to human and animal health under the One Health program. It says these departments must work with other federal entities on the framework, including the Department of Commerce. So I found this interesting, y'all, because in this COVID season, the accusation of gain of function research that happened. Like I think that this is definitely some truth to this gain of function research and Dr. Fauci. So this legislation is interesting to me because this is supporting what seems to be, and I could be off base, but it made me think about definitely the gain of function research. And if you don't know what gain of function research is, I definitely encourage you to do your research on that. So just to give you a definition, gain of function research is medical research that genetically alters an organism in a way that may enhance the biological functions of gene products. So this is where, this BAT mutation and all this other stuff, we got to pay attention, y'all. Science, government, technology, something's going on. Corona, something. So this was interesting. This bill didn't strike me in a positive way. Senate Bill 861, y'all. Senate Bill 862. Senate Bill 862 is clarifying law around Insurance of Marijuana Act. This is Senator Menendez, Robert Menendez. He's a Democrat out of New Jersey. Says this bill provides a safe harbor from penalties or other adverse agency action for insurance companies that provide service to cannabis-related legitimate businesses in jurisdictions where such activity is legal. So this is clarifying law around Insurance of Marijuana Act. Senator Menendez, Democrat out of New Jersey. Just a couple more bills, few more bills. Senate Bill 861 is the Asylum Abuse Reduction Act. Asylum Abuse Reduction Act. This is Senator James Inhofe. I'm butchering his name, y'all. Republican out of Oklahoma. It says this bill places restrictions on aliens seeking asylum and contains provisions related to immigration enforcement. So this is Senator Inhofe, James Inhofe, Republican out of Oklahoma. Senate Bill 864. Senate Bill 864 is the Jobs Act of 2021. This is Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat out of Virginia. We was just watching Virginia, y'all, with this governor's race. It says this bill expands student eligibility for Pell Grants by establishing the Job Training Federal Pell Grant program. It says this training aligned with high-skilled, high-wage, or in-demand industry sectors. This is the kind of job training program they want to use to expand the Pell Grant program. They want to add some job training, but not just any kind of job training. I appreciate the high-skilled, high-wage, or in-demand industry sectors. Senate Bill 864, Tim Kaine, Democrat from Virginia. Our last bill, and I know we're at the half hour, Senate Bill 865. This is the Puerto Rico Self-Determination Act of 2021. Puerto Rico Self-Determination Act of 2021. This is Senator Menendez, Robert Menendez, Democrat, again out of New Jersey. This bill establishes a process for the people of Puerto Rico to vote on the political status of statehood of their territory. So this is to make Puerto Rico a state. Senate Bill 865. And again, I am Tamara Johnson Shealey, y'all, candidate for the United States Senate. And again, I might be running here in the great state of Georgia, but just know that I am your candidate. I am your candidate for the United States Senate. I don't care where you are in these United States. Again, it is Thursday. Really, it's my Friday, but it's Thursday. But it, I don't even know if I have a Friday, but it's Thursday. So I will see you back here on Saturday for the Tamara for Georgia broadcast, y'all. We're going to be talking. Ooh, it's going to get so interesting on Saturday. Be sure to join me 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Clubhouse, right here on Wisdom, right here on YouTube, right here on Twitter, and right here on that damn Facebook. Go to the website, make a contribution, and I will see you on Saturday. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson Shealey, your candidate for the United States Senate. I'm a progressive Democrat that believes that reparations will make America great. It is time that we bridge the divide in this country. Please go to the website. That's tamaraforgeorgia.com. www.tamara, Tamara, Georgia spelled out.com. Please join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for Keeping Up with Congress.